A dehumidifier drains $300 from your wallet, plus your monthly electric bill. On the flip side, social media is going crazy over a $3 bag of white powder. They call it the waterproofing secret buried by corporate elites: hydrated lime. Millions of people are lugging this powder home and putting it in the corners of their rooms. But the $15 billion industry isn't hiding it. They're just standing by, smiling. Because, chemically speaking, hydrated lime doesn't absorb a single drop of moisture. It reacts with the air and creates more water vapor. Congratulations, you just hand-delivered a water pump right into your foundation. Corporate elites do hide absolute gold mines for moisture control, but you're looking in the wrong place. Instead of buying lime, I'll show you penny-cheap materials that crush mold and construction techniques that contractors don't want you to know. Throw that tray of lime away. This is what they hide. And welcome to the brutal truth behind the $3 powder that is silently destroying your home. Step down into your basement on a damp, humid day. The air is thick. The smell of mold clings to your lungs. The walls are sweating. You get desperate and search online. You watch a video telling you, go to the hardware store, buy hydrated lime, calcium hydroxide, pour it into a tray, leave it on the floor, wait for it to harden into a rock, and your house will be dry. You do exactly that. The tray of powder forms a hard crust. You think you just saved $5,000 on a contractor. But this is where middle school chemistry comes in. The actual reaction looks like this. CaOH 2 plus CO2 yields CaCO3 plus H2O. Look closely at that equation. Hydrated lime absorbs carbon dioxide, CO2, in the room. It turns into limestone, CaCO3. And what is the byproduct? Water, H2O. It doesn't eat moisture, it sweats it out. That white block of stone in your hands is proof that it just released more water into your room. What about those Victorian-era tunnels? Early engineers used lime mortar because its extremely high pH kills mold spores on contact. And lime's porous structure lets the walls breathe, allowing groundwater to evaporate through the stone. They used lime to let walls breathe, not to act as a dehumidifier. But the uselessness of hydrated lime isn't even the worst part. What truly chills me is how these viral videos are made. The people behind them seem to worship only one thing: views. They regurgitate information and twist science to create cheap clickbait. They just sit behind a screen reading patched-together scripts, completely lacking real-world, day-to-day experience. Not once have they personally tested the hacks they confidently preach about. And when the consequences hit, they cold-bloodedly deny any responsibility for the health and lives of the very audience that trusted them. Look at how they instruct you. Pour the powder into a shallow tray and leave it on the floor. Congratulations, they just tricked you into setting an acid trap right in your living space. Hydrated lime has a pH of up to 12.5. If your cat mistakes it for a litter box and jumps in to dig, or your curious dog sniffs it, the lime dust hitting the moisture on their mucous membranes will instantly cause severe chemical burns in their lungs and peel the pads right off their paws. It doesn't stop there. They are so reckless that they fail to warn you about the life and death difference between types of lime. Many people watch the video, head to the store, and mistakenly buy quicklime. Quicklime is incredibly thirsty. If a leaky pipe drips water into a tray of quicklime, the heat generated can reach up to 570 degrees Fahrenheit, 300 degrees Celsius. Families have nearly had their homes burned to the ground in the middle of the night, surviving only because their pets woke them up when the basement caught fire. These creators collect millions of views and ad revenue, while you are left holding all the risk. That is why the ultimate survival rule in this era is, don't trust anyone. Verify it yourself. Never bring an industrial chemical into your home just because of the irresponsible advice of a viral video. You watch these spoon-fed videos and feel angry. You comment, "Turns out the elites have been hiding this material to manipulate us." I totally get your frustration with extortionate waterproofing quotes, but you're pointing the finger at the wrong target. The construction industry doesn't ban or hide hydrated lime. It is still widely approved by the 2024 International Building Code, IBC, for mortar, plaster, and hempcrete across all states. It sits in the dusty back corner of the hardware store simply because it's a construction material meant to be mixed with a shovel, not a household consumer product. The ones manipulating you aren't the industry elites. It's the videos creating this fake outrage to profit from your views. Corporations are selling you moisture absorbers right in plain sight. Those $5 plastic tubs in the supermarket with white water-trapping beads inside? That is calcium chloride, CaCl2. A supermarket tub holds about half a pound and costs $5. That's roughly $10 a pound. But what if you buy a bulk bag of calcium chloride flakes from an industrial chemical supplier? It costs just 30 cents a pound. They aren't hiding the chemical, they're just shrinking the package and marking up the price 40 times. That is pure market economics. Science has exposed the truth. Now it's time to take back control. Here are 5 moisture control methods that actually work. Each has a different cost and fits a different home situation. Weigh your options and choose the best weapon for your family. First, for large open spaces, the calcium chloride station. Buy a bulk bag of chemical flakes. Place a plastic colander over a catch bucket. Pour the flakes into the colander. It pulls moisture so aggressively that it dissolves itself into salt water and drips into the bucket. Cost, pennies for every gallon of water removed. Second, the heavy-duty poor man's dehumidifier. Rock salt. If you can't buy the chemical, nest 2 plastic buckets together with holes drilled in the bottom of the inner bucket. Fill the top bucket with rock salt. The salt naturally craves water. It will pull moisture, melt, and drip into the bottom bucket. Running cost? Practically nothing. Third, for small spaces and closets, crystal cat litter. It is essentially 100% large-grain silica gel. Pour it into a tray. It absorbs moisture incredibly well without dripping. When the crystals are saturated, leave them in the hot sun or microwave them. You can reuse it for a decade for just $10. Fourth, crushing the Contractors' $5,000 quote, the vapor barrier. If your home has a dirt crawl space, don't waste money on chemicals. Go to the store and buy a $50 roll of 6 mil polyethylene plastic sheeting. Lay it completely flat over the dirt under your house. No way up means no moisture entering your foundation. End of story. And finally, the ultimate principle. Stop the water at the source. 90% of foundation moisture comes from downspouts discharging too close to the wall, or exterior grading sloping back toward your house. Grab a shovel. Build up the dirt so it slopes away from the foundation, and extend your downspouts another 5 feet. Don't bail water when the boat is still leaking. The problem with moisture control isn't a lack of solutions. It's that we are too easily misled by cherry-picked historical stories and blind outrage. Fighting dampness doesn't require buried mystical secrets. It requires basic science and common sense. You have every right to be angry at $1,000 waterproofing bills, but don't let that anger trick you into hand-delivering more water and a fire hazard right into your own home. They can sell outrage on the internet, but you don't have to buy it at the cost of your home rotting away. Don't let misinformation erode your home and your wallet. If this video helped you open your eyes to a different perspective, hit subscribe and share it right now. See you next time at What They Hide.